Hello everyone, my name is Valshan, also known as James in game, and today we're talking about Bronzebeard Classic Plus. Since it's launching this Friday, I wanted to put together a guide on how to level to 60 in the most enjoyable but still efficient way possible. We're not talking sweaty speedrun strats, but things that you can do to keep the grind smooth and fun. So make sure that you subscribe for more Classic Plus content like this in the future. So next we're going on to talk about picking your path. So make sure that you choose whether you're going Alliance or Horde for the release. With questing zones feeling more alive with the new Classic Plus changes, grinding can still be good in certain areas, but quest chains are now going to be more rewarding and your fastest way to level. So figure out your progression route. So if you're playing Alliance, you'll want to go through Elwyn into Westfall, Red Ridge into Duskwood. For Horde, Duratar, Barrens into Stone Talon, Ashenvale, stuff like that. What you want to do is stick to zones that are your level, that are only a level or two for steady XP and smoother kills. What you don't want to do is stick to one area for too long. Even with the dungeon scaling, it'll just be smoother to just move on to the next zone anyway. If you're unsure what zone you should be questing in, you can always pull up your map, and on the map it'll tell you what zone you should be questing in specifically for your level. Make sure that while you're leveling, you keep an eye out for world forged items as well. These can be incredibly powerful and impactful no matter what level you find them at, since you can boost them up to level 60 as well. Dungeons are going to be worth doing now, but don't spam them endlessly. I suggest a 1 run per dungeon strategy for quests and gear. So do Dead Mines, Stockades, Scarlet Monastery, Wailing Caverns, Razorfen, stuff like that. With Classic Plus mobs being more dynamic, grouping up together with somebody and actually running through those dungeons could be a good idea. Make sure that you utilize the random dungeon finder quest heads off of the shop, or even try to find one on the auction house, as these will make getting the quests just that much more quickly, so that you can really go through and just kind of crush out those dungeons, get that gear, get the quest, get out, moving on to quests. One thing that a lot of people overlook while leveling is professions. They might feel like a distraction, but in Classic Plus, they're actually worth doing. Skinning, herbalism, and mining aren't just for gold. Every herb or ore that you gather gives you a little chunk of XP, and over the course of leveling, that adds up big time. Plus, you're stacking up mats early when prices are at their highest. It's a huge advantage if you want to fund your skills or your mount or anything like that. I personally always grab skinning on my first character because it pairs perfectly while leveling. Every beast that you kill is just free gold. Plus, they're thinking about adding in woodcutting and woodworking. While we don't know much about it, they might be pretty good later on. If you're into crafting, tailoring and leatherworking can give you gear upgrades along the way, which is much more noticeable now since mobs drop immersive gear. You'll outlevel things slower than you think. Even first aid is pretty big. Bandages cut down on downtime, and cloth is pretty much everywhere. Also, don't forget about your class quests as well. In Classic Plus, they scale with you. So if you're a warrior going after your class weapon, that is going to scale with you. So doing that pretty much at any point, it might be Abyss weapon at a later level than you would think. So professions aren't just a side fluff here. They're part of the leveling experience now. They give gold, XP, gear, flavor, and they make your trip to level 60 just a little bit smoother. Next, we're going to talk about rested XP. It might sound simple, but here on Ascension, they give you an XP buff for being rested. So always log out in an inn or a city. That bonus XP might make your next play session feel so much smoother, and over time, that's free levels. Make sure that you stock up on food, water, and bandages early. Sitting down to eat or bandage is way faster than just waiting on your health to regen. And if your class doesn't have any built-in healing, this adds up to probably hours saved over the leveling journey. Speaking of bandages, don't forget we did mention first aid. It's one of the best investments you can make while leveling. Cloth drops basically everywhere, and being able to slap on a quick bandage after some fights cuts down time to basically nothing. Flight paths, you can use that as a time to take a break. Use flight paths as your built-in break time. When you're on a griffin or a zeppelin, grab a drink, stretch, maybe check your phone. That way you're not wasting time just sitting waiting for your character to land. It keeps you fresh mentally for the grind. Downtime is where a lot of players lose momentum, so the less you sit around waiting, the faster and more enjoyable your climb to 60 feels. A clean add-on setup makes a huge difference. You don't need 40 add-ons to level, just a few solid ones. I use Bagnon, Bartender, DBM, Details, and Weak Ores. So bag management add-ons help a ton, especially now that mobs drop more immersive loot. A threat meter or a simple DPS tracker can be fun for keeping tabs on your performance in groups. I like to keep my UI as clean as possible. Classic Plus already looks gorgeous, and too many add-ons can pull you out of that old school MMO feel. You can also use macros, things like a simple /start attack or focus macro can make your life easier without cluttering up your UI. Nothing is more of an eyesore than a bad UI, so that's why I use something like Bartender to really clean things up. So here's something that a lot of guides don't talk about: your mindset while leveling. Classic Plus is not retail. The leveling experience is a big part of the game. Make sure that you go out and explore new rare spawns, points of interest, hidden secrets. You might find a world forged item. Don't stress it if you're not the first to 60. The server's brand new, and some of the best moments will come from random dungeon groups or meeting players in the open world. For me, I'm starting with probably Frost Mage because I like just the class fantasy of it. Blowing enemies, being able to AoE targets, it's pretty great. But I'm not racing to 60. I want to soak in all the new content while still being efficient. Keep it fun, keep it social, and don't burn yourself out, because the endgame will still be there whenever you hit 60, and they're going to delay a lot of the endgame content. A lot of it won't even be coming out until after every class has hit 60. So if you just take your time, engage with the new world, explore like it's 2004 all over again, it's going to be just that much more rewarding whenever you do hit 60 and you have all of this amazing World Forge gear, and everything will just feel amazing. So just to recap, to hit 60 smoothly, quest smart, grab a dungeon or two, don't ignore professions, cut downtime as much as possible, and keep the right mindset. If you're diving into Bronzebeard Classic Plus this Friday, let me know what class you're rolling down in the comments. I'll be putting out more guides and content as we go, so if you found this helpful, drop a like and hit subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.